welcome to our Teen Kawaii craft. So this month we are making Kawaii slime. And you might be wondering, how are you going to make slime Kawaii? That sounds so bizarre. It's going to be about the coloring you choose to use for your slime. We're going to give you some different color options, and it's totally going to be up to you how your color turns out, if you even want to color it maybe. But it's also going to have to do with how we decorate our jar. So there's a few different things that are going to make it Kawaii. So here's all the different supplies we're going to be giving you in your bags. So we are going to have some acrylic paint. I'm going to give you pink and black, and that we're going to use to decorate our jars. So now, hopefully you're getting a better idea of why it's Kawaii. So we'll give you jars for your slime. The other thing you will have is a paintbrush for painting. We're going to give you, of course, some glue, because you can't make slime without glue. We are going to give you some baking soda, and the baking soda is going to be in a little container like this. We also will give you some contact solution. And your contact solution is going to be in a container like that. Then you're going to have blue food coloring as well as red food coloring, and it's up to you how you want to do this. If you want to split your ingredients into two separate slimes and then make two different color slimes, you can totally do that. That's up to you. Or you can mix the blue and the red to make purple. If you have other food coloring at home and you want to use that to make other colors, that is fine as well. This is just what we're providing you, and the whole point of this is to have fun, so do whatever you want to do. We're also giving you some glitter. And you probably won't need all of this, and same thing with the food coloring. Everything else you will need the amounts we gave you, but you should have extra food coloring and probably some glitter as well. And then what you'll need to provide is, we recommend covering your tables, that way if you get food coloring or something on them, you don't ruin your table. You will also need a bowl, and sorry, I'm shaking the camera. You will also need a bowl, and then you'll need a spoon. So that should be everything you need. Oh, and then when it gets to the painting for the jars, to do the faces, you also want a cup of water and maybe even some paper towels. That way, as you can see when I was painting mine, I could make sure my brush got nice and clean. And I'm also gonna actually probably use some of these for underneath my space. That way when I'm opening, especially the food coloring, I don't get it on the table. So for easy cleanup. So the first thing you're going to do, it's actually, we thought the first thing you were going to do is make your slime, but the first thing we're going to do is decorate our jars. So we're going to move our camera, and I'm going to show you the camera angle. I'm going to have a better camera angle to show you how to make your faces. So before I got started on my container, what I did is I went online and I found some cute little faces to give me an idea of what I wanted for Kawaii faces. So these are the ones I picked. So a generic smiley face, and these are going to be the blushing cheeks. So I'm going to use my pink paint for those. And then I have a laughing face, and I can use just the black paint for the eyes and the mouth, and see if I can make a tongue with pink paint. Then I have a winking face, and then I kind of have a shy, closed eyes smile face. So yeah, I'll kind of see how the first one goes. I'll probably start off with very basic smile face with blushing cheeks, and if that goes to plan, maybe I'll try this one or maybe that one. We'll see how it goes. So I'm starting with my first jar, and just check it and see which side looks the best. You probably want to avoid painting it on one of the lines because there are crease marks in our jars. And so I also have water handy and also paper towels just in case I need those. And so when I'm cleaning off my brush as well, like to go to different colors, I'm not getting black paint in the pink and then ruining the beautiful pink color. Okay, so I'm going to start with the black. And I'm just going to freehand this. So again, I'm checking my crease lines, making sure I'm not drawing in there. I'm going to do my first eye. Might need a little more paint. And we probably gave you more paint than you'll need, but we wanted to give you plenty just in case. So I have that eye, I'm spacing it out. I can do second eye. And as we always say in our craft videos, we're not going for perfection. We try to make this look as cute as possible, but sometimes I find when I try to fix and fix and fix things, they just get worse and worse and worse. So I'm going to turn this sideways, do a little smile. That looks pretty good. You know, I did that thing I was just talking about where I'm trying to make it perfect and I end up smudging the paint more. Okay, I think that's pretty good. What do you think? Okay, so now I'm going to clear off the black paint from my brush. And again, if you have two paintbrushes, you can feel free to use one of those, but we gave you one brush, so that's why I'm going to do this example with one brush. Actually, I should have taken the lid off the pink before I got started. That's okay. So yeah, I'm going to use the pink for the cheeks. Just going to do a little pink there and a little pink on the other side. And there we go. So that's my little Kawaii face. Then let me try the other one. I probably should have used all my black paint at once, but that's okay. I kind of wanted to test and see how that went before moving on to my second one, but that wasn't too hard. So I'm gonna try, maybe I'll try this little blushy closed eyes base, which is a little trickier, but I think I can make it work. Famous last words. Okay, so again, making sure I'm in the center, and this side just is a little bit of a scuff mark. So I'm gonna do it on this side because this looks nice and clean. Make sure my brush doesn't have any more pink paint. So I'm gonna start here and try to draw a winky eye. And I will say I don't paint a lot, so I'm not sure if I have good brush technique. This is just what's working for me. If you are a painter, use the technique that works for you. This is supposed to be fun. Get my eyelashes. Again, not perfect. So now the one thing I want to be careful of for me is I'm not really good at drawing things evenly. So I'll try to do this other side to match, but it probably will be a little bigger, a little smaller, a little bit of a different shape. But again, that's okay. eyelashes. And then my coy little smile. Oh my Kawaii, sure. Not bad. I'm pretty happy with how that came out. Again, not exactly even, but I think close enough. The other thing is when you make these little mistakes, I think it shows more personality. Personality, shows some personality. And then especially like if you're going to give this as a gift or maybe to your friend. I mean, you're making this, so if you want to keep it for your own, that's fine too. But it just shows, you know, it was handmade. Like, and if it takes you longer to do your faces, that's okay. Don't feel like you ever have to rush when doing these things. Again, it's fun. If you really enjoy taking your time, take your time. Okay, so I think I finally have all my paint off my brush. So now I'm gonna go back and make some little blushy cheeks. I think I'm gonna make these blush marks bigger because it is kind of more of an embarrassed, or maybe not embarrassed, but shy feel to this face. Kind of like when you get a compliment you're not expecting and your cheeks kind of brighten up. And yeah, if you want to make a story behind the face on your jar, go ahead. It is your jar. It's you making it. You're having fun with it. And that's what matters. Okay, so I think that one's done too. And you could always, if you wanted, if you had white paint at home, you could decorate the lid however you want. It is fine. So then the next step is letting these dry, which can always be a little frustrating. So I'm gonna let mine dry and then I'll let you know how long it takes, and then we can put our slime in and get a good look of what it looks like together. I know you got a sneak peek of it at the beginning of the video, but it's always nice at the end to see how it looks all together. But yeah, don't rush to put slime in it because you don't want to smudge your cute little kawaii faces that you spend so much time on. Hopefully you have your jars all decorated. Ours took about an hour, between an hour and 2 hours to dry. It just kind of depends how much paint you put on there. And it might also have to do with just the climate in your house on a given day. So, but since it is acrylic paint, it tends to dry faster than other paints. So that works out well. So hopefully you wait till those are nice and dry. That way when you're putting your slime in, you're not smudging your beautiful kawaii faces. So once your jars are nice and dry, you go into making the slime. And if you really feel like playing with your slime, you can of course paint your jars and then make your slime and then spend about an hour or so playing with it. And if you're gonna do that, then maybe you paint your jars and then you just go right into making your slime. So the first thing we're gonna do is pour our glue into our bowl. And yes, I have a very large bowl. I probably don't need a bowl this large, but I don't have too many bowl options here at the library, and I don't want to use the ones we use all the time for cooking with for this craft, because someone might need to use one of those bowls. And generally, I think it's also a good idea to kind of keep your craft bowls and your eating bowls separate. Or especially when we do STEM projects, I like to keep those separate. You move this, like I said, the harshest thing that's going into it is contact solution. So as long as you clean that out really well, or if you have a dishwasher, put it in the dishwasher. You should be fine. Okay. So I have my glue. I'm just trying to get it all out. I think, yeah. Should be all of it. Nope, it's still coming. Still coming out of there. Okay. Then I'm going to take my baking soda. So everyone does this differently. Some people just dump all of it in there. What I'm going to do is slowly add it and start mixing it. So I'm not just dumping it all in at once. This will just hopefully make it spread out a little more evenly. And I'm just gonna dump the rest of it because it feels like it's already thickening up pretty fast. And like I said earlier, we're not going for perfect. You might find that your slime turns into slime sooner than expected. I know I've only made slime one other time before, and I know I end up using more contact solution than I had originally planned, just because of the way the slime reacted that day. It seemed to take longer to really form, and that's okay. So that looks like it's nice and evenly mixed. It looks pretty milky throughout. So I'm gonna try to do something a little differently. I'm going to add our food coloring now before it gets too thick. And so I'm gonna try to make purple. So I'm gonna add a little bit of red. Do a little bit of blue. It might have been easier if I actually did this with a spoon instead, but let's see what happens. I'm gonna mix it together, and this is probably gonna be way too dark, but that's okay. This is almost like a galaxy purple color. You can see it's definitely starting to stick together, which is good. And so I'm now going to add my glitter. And I don't want to do too much of this at a time, because again, we want to make sure it's nice and evenly spread out throughout. Okay, and I'm going to put a little more, and then I think I'm going to start putting in my contact solution, because this really feels like it's starting to thicken up on me. So I think that's enough glitter for me. It's up to you. It's your slime. You can put more glitter in it. It could change how much of the other ingredients you need, so just be careful not to go too crazy. So my contact solution, that. I'm just gonna pour that in and stir it up. And maybe I should have actually added that a little slower. Definitely is sliming up on me. Yeah. Like I said, sometimes the ingredients is going to sound like you have the right amount, or we think we're giving you the right amount, but what I've learned with slime is sometimes it's not exactly what you expect. So see if I can get this. I mean, it is pretty well formed, so I'm just gonna start mixing this with my fingers since it is pretty solid. Let's see if I can get the rest of it in here. And I might not need the rest. And you can see it's sticking a little bit, but not too much. Yeah. So mine firmed up really fast. I was actually very surprised how that came together. So yeah, there we go. And I like how it sparkles, and honestly, it doesn't, now that it's all together, it's not as dark as it was when I was mixing it. So when I was first mixing it, like I said, it looked very galaxy. But now it's more like a little darker than lilac, or maybe around a lilac. I don't know if you can see. Let me move the bowl out of the way. But it is much lighter. It's much lighter color, which I'm not sure if that's coming. Sorry, I'm bumping the camera. I'm not sure if that's coming out on the screen, but it is much more of a light purple color. So yeah, I'm actually really, this came out perfectly. So that worked for me. And I do have, as you can see, there's some slime left over in the bowl. There's some of the contact solution extra. So again, today I didn't need all that contact solution, but it did form up really well. And don't spend too much time, like as you saw, it firmed up really fast. Don't spend too much time trying to get the colors right for things. You could always, might actually be a good idea to mix your colors before you dump it in to get the colors you want. But today, luckily, my just kind of pouring things in worked. And I had fun doing that, and the slime is great. So, let's see, and we can put it on the table, and it's not sticking at all. So, I am very happy with how my slime turned out. So, we have these containers. The test now is going to be, does it fit in my container? And it might be a little too big for one, but actually it fit perfectly. So you have 2 containers. Like I said, you can divide your slime into 2 colors. You can make a blue one, a red one. You can kind of try different shades of purple, probably get a bit of a navy blue. It's so funny, in the jar, when the slime's compressed, it definitely looks a lot darker than when you take it out and stretch it. So it's kind of hard to see exactly what color mine is in the jar, but so this is gonna be what your finished one looks like. And I hope you had a really fun time making that. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I'm very tempted to spend like the next like half hour or hour playing with it. I hope you get to spend some time playing with your slime today. We'd love to see how your slime came out, so you can definitely send us pictures of just your slime in your jar, whatever you want to send. We always appreciate seeing that. So we just really hope you have fun making it and you enjoyed watching this video. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.